Okay, hi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're here for the first time, my name is Shea and I help fantasy romance authors who are busy moms create their novel or create their business wherever you're at in your journey. So again, this whole channel is for busy moms out there who have limited time and like all of their information pretty to the point. But before we get to that point, I'm going to put down my computer so that I can pick up the most exciting news for me this week, which is, I've got it, The White Wolf's Woe. So this is my second book. It's finally here, and I think it's very pretty. This is going to officially be out in October. So if you are interested, sign up. There's still some time for some advanced reader copy reviews. And then you can also pre-order the book. This is the second book in my Dragonfire and Druid series. The first one is The White Wolf's Wrath, which follows Emmer, Waylon, and Emergen later on. And so I think it's so pretty. I'm very happy to have it here. I hope you are also very happy to see it. I love these pages in here. I think that they did such a good job with the chapter books. If you would like a signed copy, definitely reach out to me on Instagram. That is probably most likely where I'm going to be able to get it to you, because that's my #1 social media channel that I actually do check out. But I digress. You are here because you want the one fantasy romance trick that hooks readers instantly for you. So you want to have the enchanted bond. So basically, it's a magical connection between two characters that's going to transcend time and space. I do reference my notes over here because otherwise I'm going to be all over the place. I already had to delete a video because I was a little too all over the place. So, and we are all here on limited time. So I was about to sneeze. So it's not only romantic, but it ties in the key fantasy elements of the story and creates destiny and urgency, and it's going to draw your readers in immediately. So, like with my story, the villain is going to have, or the love interest is going to have, oh, I think that sneeze is back. Forgive me. I'll try to edit that out, but we'll see. I did find a cool new editing platform, Opus Clips, and I highly recommend checking it out because the one that I edited was phenomenal for me, because it just took a lot of the time out of my day that I would have spent doing it and turned it into 10 minutes, and then I just posted it. So if you want to do YouTube videos, I highly recommend checking that out. And I highly recommend starting a YouTube video channel. This is lingering. Okay. I think I'm better now. So, okay, what's going to captivate your readers and hook them instantly is mysterious origins. So, introduce a bond with the backstory and have, you know, like a curse, a blessing, or a prophecy tied to it. So, if you want to use an example, any readers of Sarah J. Maas, I'm sorry if there's spoilers. Here's your spoiler alert. Stop listening. If you have never read A Court of Thorns and Roses before, I had to scrap the whole last video because I had the wrong name of the book, because I've read all of her books and I think that they are all phenomenal. But that one specifically is with Feyre, and right from the start, there's this big villain, and you don't exactly understand why or where or how this is happening. And it turns out that they fall in love with each other. So that's Tamlin, and there is a curse associated with Tamlin, and Feyre is the one prophesied to break it. And the, you know, development of their relationship starts throwing in some other curveballs. So the second point to this is unpredictable effects. So the bond should have unexpected effects on the characters, influencing their emotions, their decisions, their power, which keeps readers guessing and engaged. And Sarah J. Maas does this very well. Tamlin and Feyre just begins to get a little tricky. Right off the bat, you kind of start seeing the warning signs, we'll say. which of course changes Tamlin forever. And then you also meet Rhys, which is like the greatest love story there. But it brings a lot of emotional depth, which is the third point for the both of them. The emotions are very deep between Tamlin and Feyre at the beginning, and it starts getting more twisted, and you know, it's still deep, but it's also deeply painful. And then Rhys comes along, and it's you know, significantly different. And I'm just looking something up because yes, it just helps me. So the emotional depth. So then once the feelings between Rhys and Feyre begin to get more connected, the one between Feyre and Tamlin obviously continues to fall apart, which again just draws the readers in, keeps them captivated, it keeps them wondering, who is she going to be with? Is it going to be Tamlin? Is it going to be Rhysand? And it's like, ugh, it's painful and it's exciting, and it's going to hook readers right away and keep them going through her entire list of books. And then fourth, you want a dynamic development. So the story is going to have to evolve, and it gets stronger, reveal hidden truths, or lead to unforeseen consequences, which for Tamlin, there are definitely unforeseen consequences, and Feyre essentially too, and Rhysand too, because then it leads into the next super villain, essentially, in the book, which is a lot of fun. And then there's going to be the climactic resolution, which, if you want to think of it in the beginning part, is when Feyre does leave the wedding. So again, spoiler alerts, sorry, but that's how it goes. And then of course she's just going to be with Rhysand from there on out. So you want to have this, you know, enchanted bond between your characters, and ways to sort of incorporate it is of course to use characters that you love, or books that you love, or movies that you love. It's not ripping it off, it's just, you know, understanding how story works, which you could always use. Save the Cat, how to plot your novel. That's a great one for writing a dynamic story. And if you want to think of how it works in The White Wolf's Wrath, and then The White Wolf's Woe, of course, Emmer and Waylon start out as enemies. There's a lot of, you know, mystery surrounding Waylon, and then as it gets a little bit deeper, you understand there's also a lot of mystery wrapped around Emmer. And is she the one that's going to be prophesied to save the world? And then introduce Emergen, who just brings another element of who is she going to be with, and that is the whole fun of the story. So I hope that you found that enjoyable and helpful. I try to keep these quick because we are moms in this and we have very little time. And if you want more in-depth information, either on how to build your author business, I do have some courses on my website, sheahulse.com, so you can get either the course for $1 or the group that has, you know, tips every week or so. And those would both help you just kind of build your business. There's a lot to building a business for authors. And I try to also share everything on my website, you know, posts as well as my videos. So if you like this, click the like button below. Follow me for more. Share this with someone that you know would appreciate this and find this helpful. And of course, read my books. That would be super helpful. I'm excited, and I'm in the middle of writing the third book. And after that, I have a really fun idea planned. And that's the problem with authors. You get like super excited about the next thing, and then you're like, oh, I gotta finish this one first, and then I can do the next one, because I don't have time for all of it all at once. Not yet. So thank you, and I'll see you in my next YouTube video. Thanks. Bye.